These are some of the most powerful rifles ever placed in the hands of soldiers, and they've become the weapon of choice for everyone from elite military snipers to international terrorists and drug cartels. This is the dark truth about the Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle. Back in 1982, a photographer named Ronnie Barrett sat at his dining room table and hand-drew a design that would forever change modern warfare. With no formal firearms training or engineering background, Barrett sketched plans for a rifle capable of firing the massive 50 BMG cartridge, a round originally designed to shoot down aircraft during World War I. What he built in his garage would eventually become one of the most feared sniper rifles in the world. Barrett's rifle weighs over 30 pounds and stretches nearly 5 feet long. The 50 BMG rounds it fires weigh around 1.5 ounces each, nearly 30 times heavier than a typical rifle bullet. When fired, the projectile carries between 10,000 and 15,000 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. That's enough force to penetrate concrete walls, disable light armored vehicles, and destroy expensive equipment with a single shot. The rifle's effective range can reach nearly 2,000 meters. At that distance, the shooter can remain completely unseen while targeting personnel or equipment far beyond normal combat ranges. In fact, during the war in Afghanistan, an Australian commando used a Barrett rifle to make a confirmed kill at 2,815 meters, a world record at the time. However, the story of the Barrett rifle takes a darker turn. Within a few years of its creation, these rifles began appearing in the hands of terrorist organizations. In the late 1980s, reports surfaced that members of Al-Qaeda had obtained Barrett rifles through international arms channels. The possibility that one of America's most advanced sniper weapons had entered terrorist arsenals caused immediate concern. The Provisional IRA also used Barrett rifles during the conflict in Northern Ireland. In the early 1990s, IRA sniper teams smuggled multiple Barrett M82 rifles into the country. Between 1992 and 1997, IRA snipers used these rifles to kill several British soldiers and a police officer. One of their most infamous tactics involved converting a civilian car into a mobile sniper platform. A Barrett rifle was hidden inside the trunk behind a sliding armored plate, allowing the sniper to fire from inside the vehicle while remaining protected and concealed. What made the Barrett so dangerous in these attacks wasn't just its range, but its enormous power. The 50 BMG round could easily penetrate body armor and many forms of cover. Soldiers who had survived bombings and street fighting suddenly faced an enemy capable of killing them from distances where the shooter couldn't even be seen. While the rifle gained notoriety in terrorist conflicts, the United States military was discovering its own battlefield advantages. During the Gulf War, American forces began using Barrett rifles for long-range engagements and equipment destruction. The weapon proved so effective that it was eventually adopted by the United States Army as the M107 long-range sniper rifle. On modern battlefields, the Barrett has been used to disable vehicles, destroy enemy equipment, and engage targets at extreme distances. Soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan often described it as one of the most useful long-range weapons available. But the rifle's spread didn't stop with armies and insurgents. Mexican drug cartels have also sought out 50 caliber rifles because of their ability to overpower police forces. A single 50 BMG round can penetrate vehicles and barriers that normal law enforcement weapons struggle to stop. This growing concern led to legal battles and political debates. In 2021, the Mexican government filed a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against American gun manufacturers, including Barrett Firearms, claiming that companies were responsible for weapons reaching cartel groups. In 2025, the United States Supreme Court dismissed the lawsuit, ruling that gun manufacturers were not legally responsible for crimes committed with their products. Meanwhile, some American lawmakers have attempted to restrict civilian ownership of .50 caliber rifles, arguing that weapons with such extreme power pose a potential national security risk. Supporters of gun rights argue the opposite, claiming that these rifles are rarely used in crime and are mostly owned by collectors and long-range shooting enthusiasts. Today, Barrett rifles are used by military and law enforcement forces in more than 60 countries. What began as a garage project has become one of the most recognizable long-range sniper platforms in modern warfare. But the legacy of the Barrett .50 caliber rifle remains controversial. In the right hands, it's a weapon that protects soldiers and eliminates dangerous threats at extreme distances. In the wrong hands, it becomes a devastating tool capable of causing destruction from over a mile away. The dark truth about the Barrett .50 caliber rifle is that it represents both extraordinary engineering and immense destructive power. Ronnie Barrett's simple sketch created a weapon that would shape battlefields around the world and spark a debate that continues to this day.